Most people think someone with no friends is broken, but they're not. And the real reason why will completely change how you see them. Welcome back to Mind Unlocked, the channel that shows you what the human mind never says out loud. Picture a kid, smart, quiet, always watching everyone else laugh together, always wondering why they feel like an outsider. That kid didn't choose loneliness. Loneliness chose them. And here's the part nobody ever talks about. Their brain was learning, silently, deeply, permanently. Some kids receive a lesson so early in life that most adults never fully recover from it. They learn that opening up hurts. Every time they cried, someone mocked them. Every time they trusted someone, that person used it against them. So their brain did exactly what brains are designed to do. It adapted. It whispered, alone is safe. People are risk. And that one quiet decision followed them all the way into adulthood. Every friendship, every relationship, every time someone tried to get close. But here's the crazy part. They didn't start out wanting to be alone. They actually tried so hard to belong. They copied others. They changed themselves. They smiled even when nothing felt real inside. They did everything just to feel accepted. But after enough disappointments, after enough moments of trying and failing, they stopped. Not out of anger, not out of hatred, but out of pure exhaustion. And slowly, solitude stopped feeling like punishment. It started feeling like the only place where nothing could go wrong. Some of them grew up with absolutely no one to lean on. No shoulder, no comfort, no safe place. So they built something powerful deep inside themselves. A belief. I don't need anyone. I'll figure it out myself. And that belief made them incredibly strong. But it also quietly became their prison. Because when you've survived completely alone for so long, even a genuine hand reaching out toward you starts to feel uncomfortable. Even friendship starts to feel unfamiliar. Not because they don't want connection, but because self-reliance became the only language their heart ever learned. And then there's something even deeper. Some of these people were told stop crying so many times as children that they literally forgot how to feel out loud. Hide your sadness. Hide your fear. Be strong. So they did. They hid everything. And they got so good at it that now people look at them and say they're cold, distant, hard to read. But underneath that silence, there is a storm. A storm they learned to hide before they even knew what storms were. Their emotions didn't disappear. They just went somewhere no one else could reach them. Here's where it gets even more intense. Some of them were rejected at the worst possible time. Laughed at in school. Left out of groups. Betrayed by the one person they trusted most. And it happened during the exact years when their personality and identity were still being formed. Their brain didn't just store those moments as memories. It stored them as warnings. Permanent warnings that quietly said, don't get too close. Don't trust too fast. Because it always ends the same way. And years later, those warnings are still running in the background. Still creating distance. Still building invisible walls around their heart. But here's what truly hits the hardest. Some of them never had a home that felt emotionally safe. And it wasn't always something dramatic. There was no big trauma. No obvious abuse. Just silence where warmth should have been. Nobody ever really asked how they felt. Nobody truly listened. Nobody made them feel seen. And as a child, that silence teaches you something brutal. It teaches you that nobody is really interested in what's happening inside you. So they stopped expecting people to understand them. Not because they gave up on people, but because home, the one place that was supposed to feel safe, never did. And then something unexpected happened. After years of trying to fit in and failing, after years of hiding feelings and surviving alone, something inside them finally shifted. They stopped chasing approval. They stopped performing for people who didn't even care. They stopped trying to force connections that never felt real. And the loneliness they once feared with everything they had, slowly, quietly, became peace. The silence they used to run from became comfort. The solitude that once felt like punishment became freedom. From the outside, people looked at them and said, they have no friends. Something must be wrong. But on the inside, they finally felt completely fine. So the next time you see someone who keeps to themselves, someone with very few friends, someone who always seems distant and hard to reach, don't assume they are broken. Don't assume they are antisocial. Just ask a different question. Did they choose to be alone? Or did life teach them, again and again, that alone was the only safe place left to be? Because childhood doesn't simply disappear when we grow up. It becomes the quiet, invisible rules we live by every single day. And some people are still following rules, written by a much younger version of themselves, who just needed to survive. If this video made you think deeply, or if it reminded you of someone you know, then you are exactly why this channel exists. This is Mind Unlocked, where we uncover the hidden truths behind human behavior and the silent stories people carry inside. If this touched you in any way, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to Mind Unlocked so you never miss a video that makes you see the world differently. See you in the next one.